Welcome back to Impossibly Unremarkable, a podcast hosted by myself, Jonathan Butts, and my longtime friend, co-host, and my captain, Elliott Markson.
That is right, another episode of this podcast, and today we are the real-life Mario Brothers. Yahoo! Here we go! Is that a good impression?
Yeah,
I was practicing it in the car on the way home, knowing we're going to record this podcast, and I thought about doing it, and I was like, you know what? I'm hitting it pretty well, I think.
So I'm Luigi in this?
Yeah, you'd obviously be Luigi. You're much taller than me.
Yeah.
I'm short and stout.
But
I've got the mustache right now.
I have like the rotundness of Waluigi. Or Wario. Not Waluigi.
Wario. No, Wario's like also short and stubby. He's almost stubbier than Mario. You couldn't...
Wario? No, he's plump. I mean, he is short, but he's plump. So
he's very plump.
The physique of Wario, the height of Luigi.
Waluigi, almost. You're almost too tall to be Luigi.
Really?
I think so.
Thanks.
You look it.
Are you going to see the movie when it comes out?
I don't see why not. I feel like I saw the trailer. It looks honestly better than I was expecting.
Really?
Especially with like Chris Pratt voicing Mario.
It just didn't really do it for me. It didn't look
really
great. Yeah.
You didn't like the trailer?
I mean, it didn't hate it, but it,
Yeah, like it was fine.
It just looks like a cash grab, kind of.
Sure.
Like, oh, people love Mario. Let's, stick 100 different, actors in it and see what happens.
Isn't Seth Rogen in it too?
I think
he's
so.
like Bowser or something, right?
No,
or is that somebody else?
Pretty sure Jack Black is Bowser.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. That makes it even better. I love Jack Black.
I also love Jack Black, and I like Charlie Day.
Charlie Day. Yeah.
As Luigi. Great.
Oh
pick.
hell yeah! It's a stacked cast. I don't see how you couldn't see it.
Yeah, but that's how every animated film is nowadays. It's
True.
We have 400 people who have never done voice acting in their life. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I think, the voice acting community isn't super thrilled that these kinds of decisions keep being made.
What do you mean? They don't like that Mario and cash grab big movies like that?
There's been a dude doing the Mario voice for his entire life.
Oh, and he just kind of got boned basically because they just shunned him from doing it.
Yeah.
They cast Chris Pratt because people want to see Chris Pratt.
Because I think people think that acting and voice acting are 1-to-1. If you can do one, you can do it, which is not true at all. I mean, I'm not speaking as an authority on the subject because obviously I'm neither an actor nor a voice actor.
Right. I mean, I don't know that much about voice acting, although really good voice actors are really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've seen some stuff where it's behind the scenes, those people are for real, being able to do a voice for a full character in character like that, just over and over again. And I feel it's almost harder because you're just in a studio behind a mic. It's really hard to be behind a mic, just talking to nobody.
Yeah, this is really
not
tough.
knowing who's really there listening to you, So I kind of understand. I'm basically a voice actor.
I am too then, right?
Sure.
By that metric, I'm also.
No, but I'm serious, though. It is a skill, and I feel you are right. Not every actor is going to be a good voice actor.
Yeah.
Fuck Chris Pratt is what I'm saying. They should have cast the man who plays Mario for years, whoever that was.
Mario.
What? Is that his name?
Yeah.
They cast a man named Mario to voice Mario?
I have no idea. There's
and
no way for me to
actor who played SpongeBob, real life, SpongeBob.
That's Tom Kenny. I do know that one.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Have you ever seen videos of Seth MacFarlane cycling through all the different voices he does?
No.
It's incredible.
Really?
I mean, everyone's heard, each Family Guy voice 100 times, but to be able to isolate each voice in your head and then just do it perfectly over and over again.
That's true. How does it not vary, how does he go in there and he's I'm just not doing Peter very well today.
Yeah.
I just can't get into it.
I guess if you've done it for 20 years, then
yeah, probably.
It's
probably.
just, muscle memory.
Do you have a good impression? Can you do one?
No.
What's your best impression? If someone said, "Give me an impression," I'm asking you right now. What is it?
I mean, I'd like to think that I do accents well.
Sure.
But specifically when I'm when learning Spanish in high school and college, I felt I was able to adopt a good Spanish accent.
Yeah.
I can't really do accents of actors or celebrities.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at accents generally. I do an okay British. I feel my East Coast is pretty solid. I love a good Southern. And once you get locked in, you're stuck in it, just like Austin Butler. But
I can do the Obama a bit. Just like that.
Let me be clear. He says shit like that.
Yeah. But that's about
American people.
That's where my my accent work starts and stops.
You got a good Christopher Walken, I bet. He's a good one to do.
Yeah, because he's like when you do a Christopher Walken, you're basically just doing a caricature of Christopher Walken.
That's
true.
It's
like you're doing an
That's
exaggerated. True. Oh, that
yeah.
Kind of.
But people who can do like a really like accurate, like people like that dude on SNL who does a really good Trump or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that shit's crazy, man.
About Alec Baldwin?
No, not him. It's like whoever the other guy is. There's another guy who does it.
I thought Baldwin was the designated.
There was like a guy after him, I'm pretty sure, and he like got down like his whole mannerisms and everything like that, and it's like way better than Alec Baldwin's. Alec Baldwin's not that good.
Yeah, no, I never thought he was particularly gifted.
No.
But it was, cheap points.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know who you're referring to.
Okay. Well, I don't remember his name either, so he's not that famous.
What'd you do this week?
What did I do this week? We had a big weekend painting the nursery for our child to be, who will be born eventually. Actually, today, I believe it's 99 days until the due date.
Comment down below if you're tired of hearing Elliott talk about
I'm
this
honestly, yeah, I'm a little worried that people might be worried, or tired of hearing about my unborn child, which I totally get. Some people don't like babies or kids or anything like that. But we did paint the nursery, and it was a good time. It was very fun. A lot of work, though. Did a couple coats of paint.
What color?
It is a light blue, not because of his gender, but because the theme is under the sea. Every baby room has a theme.
I just it totally slipped my mind that you had already announced that the gender of the child.
Oh yeah, you thought I did it right there.
I totally forgot you were going to have a male.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, did he just let that slip? But now I'm remembering the thing that's a secret is a name, and we're prepared to announce the name right now, right?
No. I will not be announcing the name until after his birth.
Giuseppe is my guess.
Could be. That's a good one. Giuseppe?
Someone said
Is that a real name?
Giuseppe? Yeah. Anything's a fucking real name.
Is anyone named Giuseppe, do you think, in the world?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What origin?
Italian?
Giuseppe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's an Italian name.
I've just never heard that name before.
Someone suggested Mark.
Who? What? For what?
For the name of your child.
Who said that? Who would think I would name my child Mark?
I think Ben was insinuating that Megan liked the name Mark. Mark Markson.
It would be cool to name him like Carl. Carl Markson.
That's been a running gag for
years. Unfortunately, neither of those are the name. I would never name my child Mark. It's so plain.
Can I ask one question?
Yes.
Without revealing the name, does the name have a fun, shorter nickname based off of that?
I don't know about fun. I guess you could probably make a shorter version of it if you wanted to.
But it's not common. It wouldn't be like a John or a Tom.
It's not John. It's not Tom.
Okay.
It's not Mark. It's not Matthew. It's not Luke. It's not naming all the names of the Bible. It's not Ezekiel. Malachi.
Ezekiel would actually be a great name.
Dude, to be honest,
that goes hard.
Some of the biblical names go fucking hard, dude.
Dude, God.
Jesus. Fucking
Goliath. I'll pay you $20 to name your kid
Goliath. Goliath Markson.
Name him after one of the horsemen.
The four horsemen. The four horsemen of the apocalypse.
The four horsemen.
The four horsemen of the apocalypse.
Yeah, name him like Plague or whatever. I don't
Plague,
know what the four horsemen are.
Locust?
I don't think there's a horseman named Locust.
I don't know, but the locust is a thing.
Yeah, the locust is a
What
thing.
if you named your kid Locust?
I feel like people would assume that it's like a pest,
It's pretty sick, though.
Like it destroys your crops.
Yeah.
God,
Could be.
So I'm not going to know the name until the day of the birth?
No, I probably won't even tell you until after, and then I'll announce it live on this podcast for content. Just to get your reaction.
Okay.
Anyways, we did paint the room. It is a light blue because the theme is under the sea. He's got a lot of cool stuffed animals, like little octopuses, octopi. A whale, lots of whales. Cool little artwork of fish and a little scuba diver man. It's going to be adorable as hell. He's got one of those mobiles, and it's sharks. on the
really
mobile.
cute.
It's sharks.
Can I see it after this? Or is
Yeah,
it
I can show you.
Closed off to. What room was this previously?
It was Megan's office. Now we have converted her office to the nursery, and her office has moved upstairs with me.
You guys have a joint office?
Yeah, but I mean, when you work from home, I'm not always in the office. I like to move around because I like get bored when you're just stagnant, you know?
Sure.
But yeah, the one thing that happened while we were painting the nursery, and it was so defeating. It was so sad. We finished painting, right? And there was this big-ass stupid fucking bookshelf that was left here when we bought the house, right? It's like this weird zigzag bookshelf that was in there. It was just mounted on the wall. We kept it because, you can store shit on it, whatever. It's this awkward shape. It's mounted to the wall with these stupid, like, metal pegs or whatever. And after we took it down to paint, right? We painted all the walls. They look pristine. They look beautiful, nice and blue, perfect, flawless even. Then we go to hang this stupid fucking bookshelf up again. And while we're like trying to mount it up again, I believe it was me who let go to grab the screws. And this thing fucking flew down, gouged out like parts of the wall. And it went down like multiple coats of paint. Like we saw the paint color before the previous paint color. So it needs to be painted over again now, at least that section of the wall.
Did it do any damage to the wall or just the paint?
No, just the paint. So luckily it didn't damage the wall, but we'll have to go over it with some spackle or whatever the fuck and then kind of just, paint it over again. But it's fixable, but I just thought it was so depressing. We were like so tired. We've been painting all day and fixing random shit around the house. We even like repainted one of the ceilings just because, we got the shit out. We might as well just go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got so much work done. We're towards the end, putting the bookshelf back on for the final touches, and it just fucking just destroyed that wall.
I can't believe you did that to your child.
I know.
Home.
We'll fix it, and it will be back in shape in due time.
Nice.
Yeah. But otherwise, it looks great. It's going to be awesome.
Can't wait to see it.
Yeah, man, I'll show you after this.
Sweet.
What did you do this week? What have you been up to?
I saw Puss in Boots.
You did?
It was so good.
Yeah, you messaged in the group chat saying that how much you loved it.
Movie of the year.
Why was it so good?
I don't know, man.
Isn't that just another cash grab?
No. So this was just really, really well done.
Okay.
Got a great cast of actors.
Uh-huh.
Voice actors.
Yep.
I mean, they're actors.
Okay.
People. Yep. Great animation style. Have you seen Into the Multiverse, Spider-Man, Miles Morales?
I have, yes.
So what they do is for all the like action scenes, they kind of break it down to a similar animation style.
Okay.
So
yeah.
it's really catches your eye. They I think what they do is like they drop down like the frame rate, so it kind of looks like almost like stuttery, but it still looks like clean and smooth. So it's really well done.
Okay.
It's also just got like a really, really beautiful story.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you would recommend? What did you rate it?
I gave it a 4.
Okay, so it's not perfect, but it's good.
Well, I honestly would give it a 5.
Yeah.
But so going back to so we use this app called Letterboxd.
Yes.
To track movies. You can
Obviously.
also like follow your friends, see what they rate stuff. They did like a similar to Spotify's Wrapped. They did a thing where you could like go back and see who your favorite actor was, all this stuff.
Yep.
I didn't enter enough information in 2022, so like I didn't get a report. It basically it's like
Wait, you didn't even get one?
It was like you liked this movie, and I was like, okay.
Okay.
It wasn't really any
why.
And so this year I've made a point to make sure that every time I watch a movie, the first thing I do is I go back, log it, and rate it. So it says I watched it on this day.
Yeah.
This is the rating I gave it. I feel like I've started out really high with the ratings I've given, and I want to kind of even it out.
Okay.
So I might change it back to like change it to like a 4.5. But I want to be sparing with my 5s.
I get that. I mean, a 5-star is hard to reach. Not everything can be a 5-star thing. Like this podcast is 5 stars.
Yeah, this is a 5-star podcast. We're actually perfect on. I don't want to say that to jinx it, but we're perfect on.
Yeah,
Spotify
we're pretty
and Apple
perfect.
Podcasts.
If you haven't rated us on Spotify or Apple Music, is it still Apple Music where the
Apple
podcast?
Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts. If you haven't rated us on there, go ahead and do that real quick wherever you're listening to this. Just give us a quick 5 stars. 5 stars, unlike Puss in Boots.
Dude, and so obviously it's a children's movie.
Yeah.
But it has 2 villains. One is voiced by the guy who did Pablo Escobar in Narcos.
Sweet.
The other is John Mulaney. And his is like more of a comedic villain.
Right.
Whereas the other villain is like literally, he's like the manifestation of death in the form of a wolf.
It's such like a hardcore villain for a Puss in Boots movie.
Yeah, I mean, so the whole premise of the film is he's a cat, you know?
Wait,
Meow.
what?
Yeah, so they don't
He
reveal
wears
that.
boots, right?
Yeah, he wears boots, but it starts out, he's fighting this monster, and this monster kills him. But he's a cat, he has 9 lives.
He dies?
Yeah, but he had used 8 lives, so now he's down to 9.
Oh, so he's used his 9 lives now.
Sorry, he's used 8. He's down to his final.
Oh, he's
life.
got 1 left.
He's got 1 life left.
Yep.
And with that, this like wolf or death starts like coming after him.
Ooh.
You know, because it's time for him to be gone.
Yeah.
And it's just like a really great story, kind of like dealing with, you know, mortality.
Sure.
And honestly, hits very close to home.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I have been a cat in boots before. You know, fighting for my life, terrified of, you know, what comes next.
Yeah. You really just kind of identify with the puss character.
I mean,
you're
honestly,
a big puss.
Honestly, it was very spot on. I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm in therapy.
Dude, you know what show does that for me? And Megan's going to hate this because she hates this show. But I love this show. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. The Good Place.
I haven't seen The Good Place.
You haven't seen The Good Place?
I've heard good things. I've seen snippets. I understand like the premise of it.
Yeah, it's very like philosophical. Like it's way deeper than you think. Like on the surface, it's a silly little show. But once you start watching it and it progresses, the story progresses, it has a lot of these like philosophical, deep, you know, humanity themes that just kind of hit you deep in the core, especially that final season. Really tugs at the heartstrings, really makes you confront your own mortality and what life really means.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Also stars Kristen Bell. She's pretty hot, so.
Yeah, way to reduce your review of The Good Place to a misogynist.
I'm just kidding. She's also a phenomenal actress.
Oh, he said something sweet.
And she's married to Dax Shepard.
Yeah. I love Dax Shepard's podcast.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good
It's one of
podcast.
very few that I actually listen to. I'm kind of a hypocrite that way in that I don't really consume podcast media.
What?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
I know. I understand.
Dude, I listen to so many podcasts.
It's the same way
except this one. Because I hate your voice. Just
Oh.
kidding. I hate mine.
I'm going to hit the end record button.
What were you going to say?
You know who's also in Puss in Boots?
Who?
Florence Pugh.
Oh my God. Another crush of mine. Florence Pugh, the goddess of Hollywood.
She plays Goldilocks.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to see this movie. This sounds
You
amazing.
got to see it. I mean, it was incredible.
Stacked cast, great animation,
I
excellent story.
want to get your opinion on this.
Okay.
Because Emily thought I was wrong for this.
Yeah.
So we're, you know, in a theater, it's a kids movie, so naturally there's a, you know, fuck ton of kids in that in that space. As the movie's starting, every kid in there is just talking a bunch. I'm like kind of like
They're kids.
I'm getting frustrated. Like I understand that's what a kid would do.
Yeah.
But you know what kids have for the most part? Parents.
Parents.
Parents that are there that can say, "All right, it's, you know, someone paid to watch this movie. Let's, you know, shush."
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I don't really like. I love the theater experience. It's like one of my
I do
favorite things
too.
to do. But I hate when people, you know, ruin that for you. And
Yeah.
obviously they're kids, they're innocent, they're not, you know, going out of their way to do this. But
didn't
you
know.
expect that there'd be some like parental supervision.
Yeah.
And so like midway through the movie, these kids in front of us, so like we're in the back row and obviously it's like staggered down, but
Yep.
they're all like, you know, elevated, you know, comfy leather seats or whatever. And so right in front of us, there's these 2 kids that are sharing a seat. It's really cute, but one of them has to go to the bathroom. So they both stand up, and it, like from it, the sounds of it sounded like they were like changing shoes or something. They're like taking off their boots and putting on like slippers
They
or
had to do a
something.
whole costume
They're doing
change.
it for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and their parents are just watching the movie, like saying like, "Yeah, sure, you know, stand up in your chair, that's fine."
Man, I mean, I'm not a parent yet, but I would imagine these parents, you know, they're dealing with these kids every day, all day
That
long.
was your conscious decision to have a
They're
child.
probably just fucking tired, man. They're probably like, you know what? This is my time to sit in the theater. I don't give a fuck. You got to go to the bathroom. All right, go with your sister. Fucking do whatever you got to do. I don't know.
And I understand that, but just like some level of respect for, you know,
Yeah.
your fellow man who's in that theater, just trying to enjoy Puss in Boots. Thankfully, I didn't let it ruin the experience for me.
Yeah, still love the movie, but yeah, I get it. You're just a guy in the theater trying to watch some Puss in Boots.
Yeah,
Trying to go about your day, watch some Puss in Boots. Watch some Puss in Boots.
I feel feel like you're making fun of me.
No, I think it's a great.
Fuck you.
I think it's great that you go to the theater and watch Puss in Boots.
All right.
No, but your point about the movie theater is spot on though. Like, there's just nothing like it. Like it's like you turn your phone off, you just kind of disconnect for a little bit. You're sitting in the theater, you got nowhere else to be, nothing else to be doing, and you're locked in, baby. You're in that fucking flow state watching that movie. You're locked in, just living it, just letting it just engulf you, and you're just inside of the movie. Right. You were inside of Puss in Boots, baby.
You're really drawing this out. There's just something so therapeutic about, going to the snack stand, getting some candy, some popcorn, something to sip on, finding your seat. Nowadays, everything's a recliner, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah, now they get crazy with the seats, man. It's almost too comfortable.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm about to take a nap in this damn seat.
I just think about like our hometown theater before they converted and were bought out. Like you have like this, fucking
this rickety old.
It feels like you're sitting in concrete. You have maybe like half an inch of recline.
Yeah.
And I remember like for huge movie releases back when that was kind of a thing, when the theater would be just, packed at midnight. Another thing that I miss.
Yeah, do they not do that anymore? Midnight releases? I feel like that's not a thing anymore.
I think there are still midnight releases, but I feel like nowadays it's like if a movie comes out on the 20th, there's like a pre-release on the 18th and the 19th.
I feel like now they just release it like I don't know, like a little bit earlier, so you don't have to stay up as late or whatever. I don't know if it's something with they just weren't selling as many tickets on like the midnight show release, whatever.
Because didn't we go to the Dark Knight Rises together?
Yeah, I saw The Dark Knight Rises. I've seen one of the Hobbit movies. I think I saw at midnight.
Same.
Dude, like that was a time, man.
That was a great.
If you're too young to remember that time, first of all, you're too young for this podcast because it's pretty explicit because of this guy. Also, you're missing out. That was quite the time in history and a time to be alive.
But I would have killed for reclining seats at that time because for those showings, you're like just desperate to get in and get a seat. You don't get like some assigned seating. So I remember, I feel like it was maybe Dead Man's Chest or At World's End, Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, both great movies. But I went to the midnight premiere, and you get stuck in the front row where you're like leaned like 45 degrees up trying to, look at it. You're uncomfortable the entire time, whereas opposed in the recliner, you can just recline.
Yeah.
You're comfortable.
Kind of get in your perfect little spot, the sweet spot to watch the movie.
Yeah.
What's the worst movie experience you've had? Or like where someone was just like being too loud, or maybe just the theater sucked. I don't know. What's the worst?
I've had a lot of that. I mean, obviously I'm a pretty picky person, and I let things bother me probably more than I should. When we saw Nope, the people in that theater were fucking stupid.
Yeah, that was a wild theater.
I've never seen so many people arrive 20 minutes late to a film, or use their iPhone camera or their iPhone flashlight to try to find their seat mid-movie.
People do that all the time at my theater.
I'm telling you, it's a bad theater.
They take their flashlight out to find the row. I'm like, dude, like, it's not that hard. You can kind of see. It's not like pitch black in here. Yeah, you can see the tiny little letter.
They're like illuminated too, right? There's some, like, sort of lighting.
Typically they are.
Your theater sucks, dude.
I still love it.
I know you guys love it, but it's a bad theater.
Also, the thing about people coming in late, I think the reason that is, and I don't know if this is just my theater, I think this is a thing at theaters across the country and in this state. People show up high to the movie theater all of the time. All of the time.
What does that have to do with punctuality?
Well, they're busy smoking in their car beforehand, and then they lose track of time because they're too high, and then they roll on in, smelling like the ganj, and then they sit up, plop their ass down, take out their phone flashlight, and make a whole scene of it. But I'm all for it. Enjoy your life. Do what you want, but
criminalize marijuana.
I just think that's no.
What? It sounds like if we eliminate marijuana, we can improve the movie-going experience 12-fold. 13.
Well, that's not the point I was trying to make. I was just explaining as to why maybe some of the etiquette at my theater is less than up to par, or however you want to say it, because there's a bunch of stoners in there.
I mean, that very well could be the explanation.
Could be. But God bless those people, because they're just living their lives. They're trying to improve their movie-going experience.
I think I've just realized a future goal of mine.
What?
I want to run a movie theater.
Yeah?
It'd be so much fun.
It would be sweet. I always thought, as a kid, that would be the sweetest job to have, would be your first job, getting it like a job at the local movie theater, popping the popcorn, getting people their tickets.
At ours, they all had those like
you
fun
have the
maroon
cool like
vests.
fun vest with the name tag. You are a movie theater guy, and maybe the reason I liked that was because I watched so much Drake and Josh, and that was a staple of that show. Was Josh had a job at the movie theater, and a lot of scenes took place in that location. So I think that's really where this originated for me. I'm having a realization right now.
Would you want to like co-operate a?
Dude, I totally would.
And we like would. My policy would be movie starts, doors are closed. You already paid for your ticket. Fuck you.
Okay. Maybe. I could see it.
Or we just have like a little TV outside, like a little TV with like a little chair, and like one person at a time is allowed to like watch the movie. So if they were late, they still have the opportunity to like watch it on like a tiny little screen.
I don't know about some of these ideas, man. I don't know if you're fit to run a movie theater.
I don't know. I feel pretty good. I'm gonna take this to a bank.
Take it to the bank. Get a loan.
Or I'll buy out. What's the name of your theater?
Showplace Icon.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy that place out.
No, you're gonna ruin it. Yeah. Did you have anything else to talk about this week?
Have you ever eaten Fruit Stripes gum?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
What
is
like,
it?
It's like old school gum that has like the stripes on it, like a zebra.
No.
Whatever cleaning agent they used at work in the bathroom smelled exactly like Fruit Stripes. I walk and I'm like, wow.
Took you back?
This bathroom smells like gum.
Isn't that wild that you can like smell something and it'll just take you back to a specific moment or a specific thing?
Smells are powerful that way. We went to see an apartment today, potentially to live in.
Nice.
And they were showing us the storage unit, and we walked in, and it smelled identical to the storage unit at our old apartment in college.
That could just be because storage spaces are just all musty.
I mean, yeah, it was.
They all smell like old musty
it was
things.
Not like a uniquely musty smell, but it just it hits you, takes you back, makes you long for the
past.
The past. I don't want to get older, man.
It's too late. It's already happening.
I don't want to die, man.
Jesus, dude, I had a dream that you died.
I know. I wanted to talk about that.
You. So oh my God, I forgot about this. I had this dream that you died. I don't remember exactly what killed you. I don't even know if the dream explained it. But I remember you were in my dream. We were doing something. We were all together.
So I was alive at one point in your dream?
The thing with my dreams is I never remember like what was exactly happening, but I remember people and kind of places. So I remember you were there and we were doing something. And then at one point somebody's just like, he died. And I was so distraught. It was traumatic. I woke up depressed. And then it was one of those times where you wake up and you're like, was that real? And then you're like, wait, no, this is reality. He's alive.
You don't sound like overtly excited about that.
He's alive.
He's alive.
No, but for real, it was so traumatic. I woke up sad. You ever have dreams like that where they affect you into reality?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I had this one dream, and you know Rust, of course, the game.
Of course. We've talked about it.
I think I had played Rust recently or whatever. So the setting was I'm standing outside the Rust lighthouse.
Okay,
There's a lighthouse in this video game called Rust. My neighbor from across the street who I was friends with, I'm not going to say his name, but I was friends with him in like middle school, high school.
Sure.
The dream starts with him jumping from the top of the lighthouse.
Oh, my God.
And killing himself. And then, shortly after, I am told that both my brothers are dead.
Whoa.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this is horrible.
That's Rust for you, though, man. Survival of the fittest.
So I woke up just like completely traumatized by this horrific dream.
Yeah.
And it kind of just stayed with me, that kind of, awful, terrible feeling.
Yeah.
Dreams are powerful that way, man.
They are, dude. Have you ever tried to lucid dream?
I remember after watching Inception for the first time as a kid.
Yeah.
There was some app on your phone, like the Inception app that just like plays music.
There was an Inception app?
It might still. I mean, it's probably not supported anymore. It's probably not something that was actively developed. But yeah, it was just something that you like connect your headphones to your phone, and then it runs while you're sleeping, and it supposedly plays music to like make you lucid dream. What was that shit that we tried to do in high school?
Oh, stupid! Whatever it was, it was like these. What were they called? They were like eye dozers or something.
Yeah, eye dozers.
It was like you would, and they were fake. None of this is real. It was like so stupid. Like you'd like put in headphones, play this thing.
It's like basically like weird, like white vibrating noise or something.
Yeah.
That's supposed to elicit some sort of, I don't like
feeling
yeah,
or
feeling
experience.
Response. Yeah,
like some response from your brain, which will make you perceive that you're experiencing something.
But we do this at like gatherings.
Yeah.
Like a friend, like a show choir sleepovers or whatever, like 10, 15
Super
guys.
cool stuff.
Great stuff. But we do them and like some of them would be like, listen to this one to come.
I didn't hear about that one.
you would totally remember it. But I can't remember who did it, but they're like,
Who the fuck did
like,
that?
Yeah, this totally happened.
I'm going to get together with my boys. People already thought show choir was gay, but I'm going to get together with my boys. I'm going to listen to this thing in my ears, and it's going to make me come, dude.
No, but people would, that's what happens when you do idols. I know someone like supposedly had like some sort of like breathing trouble or panic attack.
Oh, dude, I remember that.
Yeah.
We were all just like freaking out. We were like, what's happening to him?
Like, oh
what's
my God.
going on? I really don't even know what happened. What do you think happened there, man? Was he just like having a panic attack?
I don't know. I don't know if there's truth to it, because that was the same night that someone was like, yeah, I had a wet dream while listening to this this white noise. So like, I don't know what is truth and what is fiction.
Honestly, dude, similar to dreams, man, the mind is a powerful thing, dude.
It truly is.
You can convince yourself of anything and make yourself experience whatever you want. What are you doing right now? It looks like you're pooping.
I was trying to think hard about something, but I could, nothing came to mind.
Hey, yeah. You can really, that just goes to show, if you put your mind to anything, you can do it. If you dream it, you can do it. If you think it, you can make it happen.
So was my death dream, is that the most traumatic dream you've ever had? The one that sticks with you? Because I have another one that like, sometimes, I don't know if I've ever talked about it on this.
I don't know.
I remember as a kid, we went to see the Da Vinci Code. Have I talked about this?
You may have.
Yeah, but so I watched the Da Vinci Code. I like slept walked after it. Like we went home. For some reason, like that movie fucked with me. I don't know why. I was pretty young, and it kind of has some like, weird fucked up scenes in it.
It does.
But I remember I was like sleepwalking, and like all I can picture is I'm like in like a long like big room, kind of like walking along like a tightrope thing. It's like very weird. Like I have no idea why specifically, but I remember feeling that feeling when I was like I had woken up from my sleepwalking. Did I call it night walking?
No, you said sleepwalking.
Okay, sleepwalking.
Night walking is way cooler, though.
Walking
We should change it to
cooler.
night walking.
So I was night walking, and my mom, my mom woke me up, and I remember just like waking up feeling so disoriented and also like really creeped out.
Yeah.
And that same feeling, that same image, came back to me once in college, and I was sitting in my dorm room with Ben, and he was like doing homework, playing video games, something. And I'm just like sitting there, and like hit me, and I felt like this state of paralysis where I'm just like sitting there, like thinking like, oh my God, I feel so fucking terrified right now. Because
I think you did talk about this.
Yeah.
Like you were just sitting there and you just had like a little, almost like PTSD from this dream experience.
Yeah, it was incredible. Incredibly scary.
Incredible. Amazing. I want to do it again.
I would just, it happens right now. I'm just, you don't hear me talk for 9 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you have anything?
Nope, that was it.
You've never had anything more traumatic than that?
No, not really. I don't think so. Maybe.
I love dreams. I hope that happens to me again tonight.
A nightmare? You just get night terrors. You just wake up screaming.
Have you ever had sleep paralysis?
Yeah, we've talked about this once.
Fuck. We talked too
Quit
much.
repeating stories, man.
Sorry, man.
Let's just get back into it.
Fuck.
Should we move on to search history?
Yeah, I don't care.
Before we retell another story. Did I talk about the time when I painted my soon-to-be son's room?
Everything runs together, man. I don't know who I've talked to.
Everything's a blur.
I've said. People aren't going to remember.
They might not. Anyway, search history. Do you have anything?
do. You know the answer is no.
Okay, so I did deal with some bullshit this weekend. This was another thing that happened that I discovered was even a thing. Because we didn't have this problem last year. We've been living in this house for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
And this wasn't a problem last winter. But this winter, I think because we've had a lot more like ice rain, sort of like where it rains and freezes and there's just like a bunch of ice buildup, right?
Yeah.
So we've got this like shit on our house. It's basically just these what are called ice dams. It's like on your your fucking whatever it's called. Your house.
It's on
whatever.
your house. ice dams? It's something like a feature of the house?
Yeah, it's like ice buildup on your house, and basically you need to get rid of it, because if you don't, what will happen is the ice, like, once it starts getting a little warmer and then refreezes, the ice will expand, and then it could, like, create cracks on the inside of your house. And then once it fully melts, water's going to leak into your house.
Did that happen?
It hasn't happened yet. We don't have any leaks or anything like that. Nothing significant, but, you know, we don't want that to happen. So I had to look up fucking ice dam removal this weekend.
What prompted it? Like, how did you know to do this?
So Megan's family came over to help paint for the nursery or whatever, and then they saw it out there, and they were like, "Hey, you got some ice dams out there," and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" Because I'd noticed it, but I was like, "It's probably not a problem."
Is it in like your gutters?
Yes, it is. Like,
It's in.
that's the word I was thinking of. Thanks, man. Yeah, it's like ice buildup in your gutters and shit like that. So it's a problem. So I had to look up ice dam removal, and looked up a couple of different places. Got a quote from one, and let me just read out the quote this guy sent me. This is how expensive it is. Reminding you that all they have to do is remove ice. Basically, what they do is they get up on your roof. They heat the ice with their special heating equipment, and then it's gone.
You can't just like break it up and remove it?
You could damage your roof if you just like get an ice pick, just start going at it. No, you can't do that. The quote I was given, they charge $475 an hour.
Oh, wow.
And then so that's the first hour, and then every additional 15 minutes after that hour is $115.
Holy shit.
He quoted me for about $700
That is unreal.
to remove ice from a gutter. And I mean, there's a lot of ice up there, but not $700 worth of ice.
So are you going to roll with that guy? Or?
No, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to roll with that guy. I'm going to get a couple more quotes. What we're trying right now, or what we've tried the last few days, is you can get what's called this roof melt. It's like these big ice pellets that you just toss up on the roof. It's kind of fun. You just like you get this big bucket of like 60 pellets, and you start fucking Kobeing them up onto the roof, and it's supposed to melt the ice, which it melted it a little bit, but it's not made enough of a difference. We're probably gonna have to get it removed, which I don't want to pay for. But
I'll do it. I'll get up there for you.
You'll do it?
Yeah.
Just go up there with like a hair dryer, set it on high.
Do you want to hear my rates?
Yeah, what are your rates?
So it's $100 for the first hour.
Okay.
And for every subsequent minute, $600.
No, I can't do that.
But if
it sounds more expensive.
If I do it in an hour or less, then you're fine.
Oh. That's true. So if you're speedy, I'll time you.
You make home owning sound so fun. I'm not a
Dude.
homeowner. I don't know if that'll ever be one. But
So I love owning a home. It's great. But you have to fix everything, man. And when you get an older home, like I have a little bit of an older home. It was built years ago, whatever.
Very descriptive.
You run into a few more problems typically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's just the nature of being an adult, being a grown-ass man, having to deal with your own problems, pay your own bills, and pay someone $700 to remove ice from your gutters.
You know what problem I've never heard of? Emily's sister and her fiance, they built a house in the Dakotas.
Yeah.
And
Why? Oh, just kidding.
The land there is incredibly cheap.
I'm sure.
But I guess there's some vent on top of their house where like the exhaust from like sewage escapes or something like that.
Okay.
There's some
sewage exhaust?
I mean, whatever their sanitation system is.
Sure.
I don't know. There's like a real term for it. I'm basically describing exactly what it is. But I guess that like can freeze.
Oh.
And so like all of the like the smell just gets trapped in your house. And they live in like one of the coldest places ever, so it like, can freeze fairly frequently. And so like I think all that gas gets like trapped in, and I'm pretty sure it can be dangerous. Like it can be.
I'm sure, yeah.
Toxic.
Any like gases that you're not supposed to breathe in that are being trapped inside your home is probably not a good thing.
I'm just like, you come home and you're like your house smells like ass. And
your house just smells like shit, garbage.
I'll have to figure out like what the actual term is, because I don't think it's like
sewage.
I don't know. Whatever. Septic. Maybe it's something. With
Okay.
your septic
Something.
System.
Okay.
Poop.
It smells like poop in there. The other thing I looked up was, does my Chihuahua know my wife is pregnant? Because I've heard that some dogs can actually recognize that, like, a female is like a human female is pregnant.
Why'd you specify that is a Chihuahua?
Because I have a Chihuahua.
As if like the breed has some
Well,
innate
it might have
ability.
something to do with it. Maybe some breeds are smarter than others.
I don't know that Chihuahuas.
But generally, so dogs actually, during pregnancy, your hormones shift and release different patterns and quantities, and these changes are sure to be noticed by your dog. So certain dogs will actually start being more protective and more like attached to their owners if they're pregnant. So they'll like follow them around and be more protective around them so that you're not harming the baby. So they are well aware.
Is Poe exhibiting that behavior?
Well, he's a Chihuahua, so he's already possessive. So he already exhibits that behavior. So it's hard to tell. Nice. If you don't know about Chihuahuas, they typically, when they're first adopted, they will pick one of, like, if there's multiple people in the house, they will pick one of them as their alpha, and they will stick to that person forever.
I'm assuming you're not the alpha.
I am not the alpha. I'm the beta. Not in my marriage, but in my dog's eyes.
I'm glad you put a disclaimer there so that everyone knows.
Me and my wife are equal partners.
Aww.
There's no alpha there.
Aww.
Well, she might be a little more of the alpha.
She's the alpha.
But in Poe, my dog, his eyes, she is the alpha, she is the leader, and he already follows her around and protects her anyway. So
I feel like he still listens to you well enough. You know?
Yeah, he does. I mean, he knows that. I feel like he views me as more of like a sibling.
Like an older brother.
Yeah, like an older brother. He views me as an older brother. Like, he'll listen to me. He respects me on a certain level. But if he's going to choose, he's choosing her every time.
That makes sense. I'd choose Megan over you.
I would too.
I didn't mean that.
Thanks, man. But that was my search history this week. So I learned that ice dams are a thing and they're expensive to remove. And I will try to prevent that next winter. And that dogs can sense pregnancy.
Nice.
Pretty educational week, huh?
Very educational.
Pretty cool stuff. Do you have anything to add?
Nope.
All right. Do you want to move on to...
I want to hear your question.
Question of the day. Did I hit the notes?
We actually got an email. They said, I don't ever want to hear that again.
Our first email. Just kidding. Okay, the question of the day. If you could sign one thing into law today, what would it be? What law would you create? Law of the land. You're given executive power for one day. You can make anything legal or illegal, whatever you want.
Anything can be legal.
Anything. Whatever you want.
I feel like I'm going to have a couple.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And I'm going to do some practical ones. I'm going to do some impractical ones. Because I think if I only did practical ones, you'd be like, oh, that's dumb.
Oh, so stupid.
Free healthcare, that's dumb.
It is. I mean, everyone would... Not everyone. A lot of people would be all for free healthcare.
So that is dumb? You don't want that. You don't want...
You can make it one of yours. I will
people
allow
to
it.
have huge co-pays, huge premiums. You want people to pay...
Dude,
you want
with
people's insurance to be through their employer. You want to make sure that their ability to save their own lives, get life-saving treatment is tied into their employment so that in case of an economic crisis like we've just experienced, those people lose the ability to have health insurance if they lose their job. That's what you want.
No.
All right. I just want to clarify that we're on the same page. I would 100%...
Now that we know this guy's a fucking lib. Just kidding.
I would 100% outlaw bright headlights.
Whoa.
Like specifically, I think they're LED lights.
Yes.
The ones that you cannot see if someone's unfortunately right behind you.
Yep.
That should be criminal.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Like sometimes you're driving and like either they're coming towards you or even if it's someone right behind you and you're just like, I can't fucking see shit.
There's no way you need to light up, 400 yards ahead of you.
No, you don't need that.
Fuck you. Does your car have those bright lights?
No.
Because I feel like that's just a feature of newer and newer.
It's a lot of newer cars have
but I have a
those
2018
bright ass
and you
lights.
still have like the same I don't know what kind of bulb it is, but the non-annoying ones. I would sign that into law. Like,
what's the penalty?
Death.
Death row inmates would go up.
Some monetary fine. I think kind of akin to like tinting, you know?
Sure. I mean, there are definitely states where you can't have your windows tinted they can't be super tinted. I believe in Las Vegas, though, they don't have those types of laws. Like, that's why, if you go to Vegas, you see a lot of, like, tinted windows where you can't see into the car because it's totally legal there.
I mean, I think it kind of looks cool.
It does.
But,
when I remember playing Need for Speed Most Wanted, fucking on the PlayStation 2, good times. Shout out that game. That game was awesome. Tinted windows every time.
It was like a custom.
Also, Saints Row the Third.
Okay.
Same idea. When you customize those cars.
All right. I'm pretty sure I did.
Looks sick.
I'll
tell you one
that
I would do. And this is going to be really controversial, and it's going to alienate the older demographic of our audience if they are old. I have been advocating this for a while, and you can question me on this. You can tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm stupid. I think there should be an age cap on voting.
Age cap on voting?
Yes.
I thought you were going to go the route of age limit for
existence. Yeah, we should start killing people at 65. I'm just kidding. No, people should be alive. But I just think, man, I would make it illegal to be able to vote past the age of at least 80, at least. I
don't know, man. People's
if you're not going to be alive for the repercussions of your votes.
I guess that's one way to look at it.
How are you vote? You're not going to be alive to see what happens, dude.
But then would you then say that terminally ill people cannot vote?
I've never thought of that, so thanks for bringing up that point. No, they still get a vote. Okay. That's not the whole... It's just I don't know, man. If you should old Gladys, who's 107 years old, should she get a vote?
So I don't ever want to put like a intelligence kind of component to it, because I think that's kind of what you're going towards.
Not exactly sure.
People who are older obviously are trend more towards having less cognitive ability, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
But
Alzheimer's, dementia.
Yeah, but also do you think someone with dementia is going out and voting every election?
I don't know, man. They probably they grew up in a different time. They get to the polls.
That is true. Old people love voting.
Look, I know it's a very ageist opinion to have, but man, I just don't get it, dude. I honestly think there should be an age cap on the presidency too. We don't need 80-year-old Joe Biden in there. He's a fossil.
I'll agree with you there. The legal precedent's already there. We already say that you have to be 35 years old to be able to run for president. There's no way we can't bring it on the other way.
Right. If you have to reach a certain age to run for president, you should also not be able to be old as fuck, a fucking dinosaur walking this earth, and then be able to elected to the most powerful office on the planet.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I agree with you there. I would also potentially do term limits, but I'd probably lengthy, 4 or 5 terms. Because what if you have term limits, so it's 1 or 2, you're going to get people who have no idea what they're doing.
Sure.
Constantly recycling, and the only people who are going to control Congress are going to be the ones that are special interests, people spending a fuck ton of money.
Absolutely.
You don't want that. You don't.
Absolutely. Also, legalize it. I'm just kidding.
Do you think Minnesota's going to legalize soon? Because we're trending.
I mean, it looks like it. Although since we were in high school, I swear to God, they've been saying it every year. They're within the next 5 years, Minnesota's going to legalize marijuana. And you're cool, sick.
But there's a Democrat trifecta right now.
Yeah, it could definitely happen. I've been hearing the buzz.
You know what I need? I need a Walls check.
A what?
A Walls check. We have a $17 billion surplus.
Yeah.
So Walls, at least last year, he was talking about potentially doing refund checks.
Ooh,
which would be great. I could use some cash.
I can always use a check, baby. Give me that money.
What else would I want something really weird.
Yeah, something really off the wall. Really shake us to the core.
If you're walking in a group, you're walking in a crowd of people, you have to walk fast.
You have to reach there's speed limits for walking.
Yeah.
Sir, I clocked you going 2 miles per hour.
I would so this is why I'd probably be a terrible dictator. I think I would I would build my law around my personal preferences.
I feel like that's what most dictators do.
So I'd probably be a great dictator.
Yeah.
Terrible people person.
Oh, yeah. No, you would not be a man of the people, but I don't think any tyrants are, really. But you would make it so people have to walk a certain speed or they get beaten
you get stuck behind
on the
people.
spot.
Like if you're, walking into, let's say we're like walking at U.S. Bank Stadium. I mean, we've got 200 people ahead of you, and that one person decides to just like walk at a snail's pace.
Yeah.
It's just a whole thing.
Yeah, I get it. To go along with the marijuana thing, just decriminalize all drugs, man. Just decriminalize them all. You know what I mean? We don't need to be sending a bunch of drug addicts to prison. You know what I mean?
I think I can get behind that as long as you are actually like criminalizing like wholesale, drug dealing.
Yeah,
like I think
you shouldn't be dealing crack cocaine to people.
Yeah, I don't.
But the people consuming it, I don't think should be criminals themselves. I think
it should be completely focused on rehabilitation because it's quite sad how the recidivism and people end up in this cycle where they get caught, serve time, go back on the street, have nothing but meth, and then
can't we all just love everyone and try to make everyone better?
All right.
Why can't we just try to make people better and maybe in the process make the world a better place? Also, fuck old people. Just kidding. I love you, Grandma.
I like old people. I wouldn't want to be one.
Well, you will one day, buddy. We're all getting there slowly.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to be like, as long as I am like in control of my mental faculties, facilities, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Then I would be okay with being old, but I don't want to be a 80-year-old person who pisses in a bag or something.
Yeah. As soon as I start having to wear diapers again, I don't know.
You know what I found out that was kind of terrifying?
What?
So, going to Germany. I don't know how many times like
this guy's going to Germany.
If you're allowed to say every 5 minutes that you have a child on the way.
I'm having a baby.
I'm joking. I love hearing about it. But so we're going to try to track down some family, and my brother was telling me about
wait, some like people you're related to who are in Germany?
Yeah.
Okay.
My grandma's sister lives there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so this isn't even like that far off.
No, this isn't like we're going to try to find a third cousin.
Because I was just thinking of like, because there's this scene in the new White Lotus season where like, and if you've seen White Lotus, you know what I'm talking about. But there's this whole like thing where this father, his son, and the grandpa, they're all in Italy to like reconnect with their like relatives, their distant relatives or something. The grandpa's like, my mother is your second cousin 4 times removed. And it's like, they get there and the ladies are just like, get the fuck out of here. Like, they're like, who are these people? And they're like yelling in Italian at them. So that's kind of just what I picture you just walking up to some like angry German woman's home. And she's like, 9! Just yelling at you to get the fuck off her property.
No, I feel like it's close enough. Like, my grandma's sister or great aunt.
Sure. Yeah, that would be your great aunt.
My great aunt. So I did the 23andMe, and I do have, I think, like a first or second cousin.
Whoa.
That would have, maybe third cousin. I think it was probably a third cousin.
Okay, yeah.
That had moved from Germany to North Carolina.
Nice.
And my brother had met her because he was around and, had reached out. And they're like,
sure.
Yeah, we'd love to meet. But apparently she has, like, severe dementia.
Oh.
And so that makes me worried. I've never heard of any sort of Alzheimer's dementia in the family, but now there's, someone, albeit like kind of like a more distant connection.
Sure.
But now I'm worried, is my brain
you hear she has dementia and you start worrying about yourself.
I mean, I'm concerned for her well-being.
Yeah.
Obviously, but
what are you going to do when you meet them? Like what's the goal here? What are you planning on doing?
I mean, I think it's going to be a stretch to say we'll be able to meet them, but I would just love to get to know more about the family and know more about, because like my Oma grew up in Germany during the World War II. So like that's just a really fascinating thing to learn about.
Wait, she grew up in Germany?
Yeah.
During World War II?
Yeah.
How old was she?
I think she was born in the 20s, so she would have been like in her teens.
Okay.
She's literally met Hitler. Such a fun thing.
She's met Hitler?
I've never told you this.
Wait, you've told. Wait, this sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Wait, she's met Hitler though.
Yeah.
Because I remember you telling me this a long time ago, and I wasn't 100% sure that I believed you.
Such a fun thing to drop at the end of the episode. But yeah, when Hitler was obviously still alive, still in power, or whatever. These like German officers would go to smaller villages around the town. I think she lived in a village outside of Munich.
Okay.
But they would basically, and this is going to sound really corny, but this is 100% true.
Yeah.
Basically went to these villages, found the prettiest girl from each one, and had them had them come to the city for like a parade.
Yeah.
And so basically she was in a row with like a bunch of girls, young ladies, that were all given a flower. And Hitler walked by and they each gave him a flower.
Wow.
And when Hitler got to my Oma, I guess he like patted her on the head and said, "You'll be a good German woman." Yeah.
So your grandma, your Oma,
my Oma,
had Hitler's stamp of approval.
Yeah. Yeah. And so she passed in early 2000. So like I never really got to have a relationship with her or really get to know more. So I would just it would be awesome to learn.
That's insane.
Right?
Your Oma met Hitler.
Yeah. Gave him a flower.
Wow.
That's so whenever you're say you're in college, this happened all the time. One of your icebreakers for when you first go into class is they're like, tell us something interesting about yourself. Yeah. There's really nothing interesting about myself, so that sometimes I would say that.
That's a good thing to drop on.
But
people.
it doesn't always you don't always get off on the right foot when you say Hitler on the first.
My grandma had a positive relationship with Adolf Hitler.
No, but I could talk about her. Awesome lady. Her and her family would aid Jewish families, and I don't think they hid people, but they would sneak food to them.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What a crazy piece of the Boots history.
Yeah. I hope people listen this long. If not,
We still have to hit bizarre news.
We're not doing it.
Yeah, we are.
We're not doing it.
We have to.
No.
We have to hit bizarre news.
I'm going to take 30 seconds to describe this.
All right. Here you go. I can't believe your grandma met Hitler.
I know, man. People started calling me a Nazi apologist at work. Which is not true. Fuck Nazis.
Yeah.
But I love my own.
Fuck them.
Make
that illegal.
The title of this article is American Airlines promises flight attendants a free bowl of chili if they don't pick it next week.
What? Yeah. If they don't what next week?
Pick it.
Oh, so they're planning. Okay, yeah.
So if you're not familiar, there's been some ongoing issues in the flight realm of the world. Where employees, pilots, stewardesses,
sure,
flight attendants, whatever, trying to, negotiate better contracts, whatever.
Yep.
And so it's American Airlines specifically. There's a group of pilots and employees that are unhappy with their current contract. They want to get a new one. So basically they're going to picket, kind of protest what's been offered to them.
Mm-hmm.
I think their unions aren't super great.
Okay.
So I think that plays a part. But basically, the picket's actually happening today.
Today.
So this article's a little bit dated by a couple days, but basically American Airlines was in for lack of a better word, said hey, if you don't pick it, then come on inside and there's chili.
That is such a stupid, who thought of that? They're like, oh man, we've got these employees. They're planning on picketing, trying to get better wages. What should we offer them to try to incentivize them to not do that? You know what they'd like instead of money? A bowl of chili.
It's just it's so out of touch. And the funniest thing is, American Airlines never came out and said, we're giving you this chili so that you don't pick it.
Yeah.
But they did hand out these cards. It says, join us as we celebrate to say thanks to our team. Dated January 24th, 2023. That's today, the day of the picket. Location, this conference room. And then in small text, as a small token of appreciation for your hard work during the holidays, please stop by B6 conference room to enjoy a warm cup of chili.
We swear we won't lock the door once you're in there.
It's just
that's insane. So basically they knew when the picket was going to happen, and they just happened to throw this company party with chili, this company chili party during the exact time, offering them free chili during the picket. What's stopping them from just getting their bowl of chili and taking it outside?
It's a good question. I don't know. I know American Airlines, United, Delta, a lot of them have struggled.
Yeah.
A lot of airline companies have struggled, post COVID. It's just how it is. There's, pilot shortages and whatnot.
For sure.
So everyone's having a tough time. But when you are a multi-billion-dollar company, you'd think you'd have some common sense where someone in HR, someone in, management was like, you know what? What if a cup of chili doesn't make things better for them?
What if What if the chili wasn't the solution to the problem?
So I want to read more about this and see if anyone went to get the chili. I know there's like a don't cross the line kind of deal.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just really good chili, you know?
I mean, it could be bomb-ass chili.
More sickly would have been great, but this is good chili.
I gotta tell you, I'm over it. I don't care how much I get paid or treated in the workplace. This chili is really fucking good.
So if you work for American Airlines and got a cup of chili today, please tell us.
Just let us know. Sound off in the comments. Shoot us an email at impossibly@unremarkablepod.com. Let us know how that chili tasted. Was it worth it crossing the picket line to obtain that bowl of chili? But I can't believe they did that. That's crazy.
I know. But unfortunately, we are out of time. Do you have any closing thoughts for us?
Buzzer, baby. Closing thoughts. I apologize to all the old people out there. I didn't mean anything by my fake law that I was going to create. I love you. You're precious. You're great. Live your life as long as you can. Live into your 80s, your 90s, your centennials if you can. But in all seriousness, you guys are amazing out there. Keep living life to the fullest, and have a good rest of whatever week it is that you're hearing this.
Bye.
Woo!